Good, there it is, James. Hurry.
Turn left, that crowd might discourage them.
Winter strikes hard in Lauterbrunnen, alpine site for a film sequence of car racing on ice, an action-packed sequence that is the essence of a James Bond movie. A man-made ice track ringed with lights was created for the picture On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and this is how the filmmakers shot it on ice at night at 30 degrees below zero.
Right, clear. Let's clear him back.
Gorgeous girls have always been part of James Bond's hectic life, and Tracy Bond, this time he actually marries the girl, was played by Diana Rigg. The ice chase sequence called for some hair-raising driving by this talented actress. Film director Peter Hunt held many screen tests in his search for a new James Bond. He described his choice, George Lazenby, as a natural for the part with that rare sense of star quality. The sequence is planned to bring the action from the star's escape from their enemies into a complete involvement in an ice race, a further pursuit, and a hurried, chaotic exit. Hunt saw much of the action in big close-ups and demanded a high degree of skill and imagination from his technicians, particularly in building the special camera mounts for the cars. Diana Rigg brought to the star role a vivacious sense of fun and excitement, mark of a versatile actress. Established in television and theatre, the part of Tracy brings her to the forefront of today's film personalities. This was Peter Hunt's first assignment as director, but work on 5 previous 007 pictures made him an acknowledged expert on the James Bond scene. First editor, then second unit director on earlier Bond pictures, Peter Hunt had the task of coordinating 120 technicians, big crowd scenes, and the mass of detail that is one sequence of a movie shot on an epic scale. A huge production crew of lighting cameramen, assistant directors, operators, soundmen, continuity girls, and many other skills were from a variety of nationalities. The crew included interpreters to bring order out of apparent chaos. Night after freezing night, the drama of the chase sequence was put on film. With the temperature at 30 degrees below 0 centigrade, another background army was at work supplying an endless catering service of hot drinks, soup and food to the actors, drivers and technicians. One of the key figures on the scene was Erich Glavitzer, young Austrian rally driver for the Ford team. Brought in to advise on building the ice track, he supplied escort cars, drivers, and briefed all concerned on handling a bunch of fast cars on ice with cameras turning in all directions.
When Diana Rick came to Switzerland, she came straight from London. She went straight across to the racing track because she had to drive the film in Rio, the Mercury Cougar, and that's quite a lot, especially for an unexperienced driver, being now in race speed and on an ice track. And I learned her to drive this on ice. First I took a Ford Escort because this car is much easier to drive and easier to handle and to keep in control around corners. I took her for about 3 laps and learned her all about throwing a car into a corner, then with the opposite lock and driving with the accelerator. But I think she took this stuff all in a very short time. She's a lovely driver, really.
The track itself was built to full size in an empty meadow on a plateau in the mountains. The field was slowly flooded and winter frost did the rest. It was then sprayed with water every night to give a fine glass-like surface. After each trial run, and everybody lost count of these, bulldozers leveled the track and the ice was sprayed yet again.
Right, stand by, clear the track, boys. Everybody off.
There had to be a close working relationship between Eric Levitzer and Peter Hunt, working out very precise manoeuvres and explaining them to the drivers to give the director the maximum in dramatic film effects.
Red, give me Fackle Mile.
Talking with my drivers was really one of the most important things in the film, because I had to tell them all what exactly to do in film business. It's not like racing. It always depends on the distance from the camera to the car, and this distance have to be very exact. And so we talked very much about it, discussed all detail, and every driver gets from me an order what line he has to drive and at what time he has to come into it to ram the other drivers. That must be very exactly, and all the angles and speeds and the distances must be very exact worked out.
Every possible detail had now been worked out. Briefing was complete, and technicians, stars and drivers moved into position for the final call. Action.
We can get out there.